Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I had a specific video requested that I thought was a very good idea. Someone had posted a comment on one of my videos saying, can you do a video talking about your favorites from last spring and whether or not you still like them? I was like, that is a great idea. So what I did was I went back on my videos, not only my favorites videos, and I stuck to mostly March, April, and May of last year. And again, I didn't only do favorites videos, but I did the drop down box of everything that I had on my face because I always list that in all of my videos. And I saw a lot of recurring products. So even if I didn't talk about these in my favorites videos in those 3 months, these are the products that showed up the most on my description box where I listed what I was wearing. A lot of them showed up 10 or more times, so they were clearly favorites. I'm going to do this look for you, and then I will let you know if these products are still favorites, if I still love them, if I still have the same feelings for them. And if you like this kind of video, I will try my best to do it for every season. So I'll do a summer one, a fall one, a winter one. I think it's a great idea. I think it not only lets y'all know what I still think, but also holds me accountable to, did I really love them as much as I said I loved them? And reminds me of products that I may not have used in a while. So that is what I'm doing today. Without further ado, let's jump into this look. Let's do face first. And I definitely need a corrector. As you can see, the dark circles are dark today. Back a year ago, I did not have the Dermatology Luminous Corrector SPF 41 that I absolutely adore now because it had not launched yet. When I looked, I was using the Fit Glow Peach Corrector quite a bit. I don't have that right now. I have it in my kit, but I don't have it personally. And I was also using the Chantecaille Le Camouflage. If this is how this video is starting out, it's gonna be a long one. Le Camouflage Stilo Anti-Fatigue Corrector Pen. So that's what I'm gonna use today. This is in the shade number 3. This is on the lighter side as far as coverage goes of all of my correctors, but it wears and lays really nicely on my under eye area. And the consistency is so thin that I can layer this and it's still not gonna be too heavy. So I'm gonna use my BK Beauty number 113 just to press that in. There are many of you that would likely be able to use this as your only concealer and be 100% fine. I'm not saying I couldn't, I could, but it's just not the coverage that I prefer. So I like to have something to put on top of it. For foundation or base products, I feel like, and I did not count, but the majority of the videos that I clicked on, I had the Isden Skin Drops on in some form or fashion, either by themselves or mixed with another product. And I felt like this was the perfect time to use these again on camera because I just had somebody comment on my review video of this asking if I still like them, if I still wore them. And the day that they commented, I had worn these the day before. So yes, I still actively wear these. I love them. They only come in 2 shades and I'm in the shade Sand. Now, I will link or I'll put the video up in a card. But I had mentioned that these are great on their own, but they're also so good to mix with other foundations, either to add coverage or change the color a little bit. So I'm gonna mix it with, this is newer to me, the Gressa Minimalist Corrective Serum Foundation. Skin Truth recently started selling Gressa. I've talked about the eye tint in Areo, I think, as a highlight. I've absolutely loved that. I got this and it's a little too light. I got the shade number 2.5. But this is also a serum foundation. This is like a serum foundation, so they work well mixed together. I have mixed them together in the past and they were great. So I'm gonna take probably 4 drops of the Gressa, and then you do not need many drops of the Isden. I'm just gonna take 2 of those mixed in with the Gressa. Extremely lightweight. Serum-like, good coverage. So yes, I absolutely do still love these Isden drops and highly recommend them. And I always do this. I should have done 2 and 2. 2 drops of the Gressa and 2 of the Isden because I still have a ton of product on the back of my hand. My face is covered. The glow that you're seeing, a large part of that is coming from the Gressa. The instant drops aren't necessarily glowy, but they're more natural skin, like natural to matte on my skin. Oh, I didn't talk about my SPF. Let's talk about the SPF, shall we? I'm not a happy camper. When I look back on my videos, the majority of them, I was wearing the Numbuzin #1 Sun Essence SPF that I have sung the praises of for a long time. I've gone through multiple bottles. They are not making it anymore. Out of the blue, someone messaged me on Instagram asking if I knew what was going on. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I go on to Stylevana, to Yes Style, to Amazon. I cannot find it anywhere. So I reach out to Numbuzin on Instagram and I said, hi there, have you discontinued the #1 Clear Essence Sunscreen? I can't seem to find it anywhere. Thank you. Hi dear, yes, we are no longer selling it on US Amazon. So then I go back and say, but is that the case for Stylevana and Yes Style as well? I can't find it there either. And their response was, then it would be difficult to purchase it. We are sorry, we can't help. I'm sorry you can't help either, because that was not helpful. I am guessing they're telling me it's not available anymore and it's not gonna be. So even though that's what I have on today, it cannot be purchased and I only have about 1/3 of the bottle left and then I'm done. For concealer, we will not be surprised. Well, I guess I should say, if you have followed me for the past year, you will not be surprised that the majority of the videos I was wearing my Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Concealer, not concealer, foundation. I love it as a concealer. In the shade Vanilla. This is a newer one I just opened because I finished off my last tub. And when I say I finished off my last tub, 80% of it was used as concealer and 20% of it I used as foundation because I love them both, or I love it for both, but I used it mostly for concealer and this is a lot of product to go through for that. So I am going to use it again today because it is still my favorite product to use for concealer. I have yet to find, I've found a lot of other concealers since I fell in love with this that I like. Don't get me wrong, but I have not found one that I like under my eyes quite as much as this. I have some very close contenders, but nothing has won out yet. I set it with my Ilia powder, which is definitely still a favorite because I'm still using it every day. I don't have very much left, like I have that much left. And I'm debating on if I'm gonna repurchase this or not. I just ordered the Swede Miracle Powder, which I've seen a lot of people talk about lately. And they had sent me some mascaras and eyeliners to try. So I was like, I'm gonna order it and see. I'm gonna try that under the eyes. I'm afraid it might be a little too luminous, but I'm gonna give it a go. And then we'll see whether or not I use that, repurchase the Ilia, try something else. I'll keep you updated. Before we go to powder, we're gonna use cream blush and cream bronzer or liquid bronzer. I had in one of my favorites videos, the Armani Luminous Silk Glow Liquid Bronzer. They used to have this years ago. I had it in my kit. I had it in my personal collection. I ran out of both of them and I couldn't get them back because they discontinued it. And then all of a sudden they brought it out last year in May or a little bit, maybe the end of April. And I am in the shade number 100. Now, I will be completely honest and tell you that for the first month that I had this, maybe even 2 months, I did really like it. And I used it quite a bit, but it has gone to the wayside. And I really haven't picked it up that much since then. So maybe this will inspire me to use it more because I do like it. I just, you know how it goes. If you're a makeup lover like me, new stuff comes out, you forget, it gets pushed to the back. But I love the ease of these as far as blending them into the skin. You can see how easy they're kind of just stippled in. I also love how they can be used to darken up a foundation. Like I could put a drop or two of this into that aggressive foundation and use it all over and it would be great. I haven't done that, but I probably will now. And this is like gonna be the never ending bottle of bronzer because you need 2 drops for your entire face and you're good to go. And I used the Merit, I think this is their foundation brush for that. Now for blush, I was heavy on the Beauty Pie Cream Blush in the spring of last year. Yes, I still love them. I still use them quite often. I have 3 colors that are not limited edition that I'm gonna show you today that I rotate through the most. This is Fresh Faced, which is this beautiful, bright, poppy coral shade. Bare Blush, which is a very pretty neutral pink. And then Universal Pink is definitely more cool toned and poppy in shade, like pop, not like Poppy the flower, but like it pops. I'm sure you understand. So I have no idea what I'm doing on my eyes yet. So I'm gonna go with the middle because I feel like it's the most neutral and use Bare Blush. The formula on these are like, I wanna say creamy, which seems redundant because it's a cream blush. So you're probably like, duh. But some are a little more hard pressed than others. And this one is not. This one is definitely a creamy cream blush. It's easy to apply. I love the price. I love the color choices. So yes, I definitely still love my Beauty Pie cream blushes. Now for powder, I used a lot in a lot of the videos. Again, I talked about it in a favorites video. I used it when I looked down at what I had on that day. The Sigma Soft Focus Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Buttermilk. I've used about half of it. This is a very, very, very pretty powder. I do feel like it's soft focus. I'm gonna use my Sigma Soft Sculpt. Soft Sculpt F11. Goodness gracious. It is definitely soft focus. It is also a little mattifying at first, but for my skin, even like a super, like a powder that maybe markets itself as mattifying, it still ends up looking good throughout the day. This one, I don't even feel like is one of the ones that I'm like, oh, just give it time. It'll look good throughout the day. No, this just looks good, but it's definitely not glowy. And I'm being just a little precise since I used quite a bit of cream products as to my placement, but it's good, y'all. It's really good. They sent me all of the shades and I have all of the other shades in my kit. And I honestly probably need to just repurchase this Buttermilk shade so that I can put it in my kit too, because I'm not getting rid of it in my personal collection. And for highlight, y'all will not be surprised at all. Merit Kava Cream Stick. I mean, it was video after video after video after video after video, at least like 7 videos in a row. This is what I had on. And it's like a balm, like a highlighting balm. This one is a little sticky and it stays a little tacky. It does not set down to like a powder finish, but I mean, it's just no glitter, no real discernible shimmer at all. It just gives the prettiest, healthiest glow. And I think it looks pretty on the camera, but the prettiest I think it looks is in natural light, which is a huge testament to the product itself. When you can pull down the visor in your car and you're like, man, I look so glowy and like fresh faced, then you know it's really good because those visors do not lie. There was a clear standout when I pulled down the eye section of my drop-down box to see what I was wearing, and it was some sort of Sigma eyeshadow palette. This was the era of Sigma shadow for me, and really it has not stopped because I still use these at least once a week, if not multiple times a week. These are only a couple ones that I have. New Mod, which is more pinks and purples. All of them are a mixture of shimmer and matte, and most all of the time they have an equal parts of 7 matte and 7 shimmer. This one's a little bit different. It has 9 mattes. This is Corderosa. Beautiful coral, warmer tones. I have the mini of the Corderosa in my kit and use it quite often on clients. Ambiance, which is your warm gold, bronze, lover's dream as far as shades go. Warm neutrals. I don't have the large warm neutrals. I have the small, but I have used this. I honestly don't know how I haven't hit pan on this shade right here. I have used this one so many times. And I like to travel with this one too because it's so small. The Angela Bright palette did a collab. I really like this one. I don't use the, the bright colors as much, but I have used this orange one and this Zinfandel right here. But I don't know, I like what's offered in this palette. And then this is their brand new one, Sigma Cool Neutrals. And I will be 100% honest, I don't necessarily consider this a cool palette. It's more neutral, has a little bit of cool, a little bit of warm, kind of a mix of everything. Still very pretty. I'm thinking I will use Corderosa today because I like these colors with this green top. I'm gonna start with Corta right here, which is the most used shade from me. It used to have a real pretty flower imprint in it, but it does not anymore because I've used it so much. This is a Refer 27. Just placing that in the crease to set a base. No new techniques here, just showing you the colors, the formulas. And I've said before, and I'm sticking to this after, you know, using these for well over, I mean, probably closer to 2 years now. This is still the longest lasting formula that I have in my collection on the eyes. The color will be the same exact vibrancy that it is now when I go to wash my face 12 hours from now. Like, no questions asked. Doesn't matter which palette I'm using. Doesn't matter if I'm using the shimmers or the mattes. It always keeps true to color. Now, all of these bigger palettes come with a Sigma double-ended brush in them. So for this next step, I'll use the one that comes with this. And I'm going to use the High Society shade right here, which I don't even think I've ever used. Doesn't look like it's been used, but we're going to use it today. And it looks like a pretty copper shade. Oh, wow. Oh, that's pretty. Definitely copper. Wow, that's really pretty. I'm going to top it with Belle of the Ball, which is a very shimmery shade over here. And I think I'm going to use my finger for that, just to give it even more shine. See how it doesn't really tamper down that copper shade? It just really puts a nice layer of shimmer on top. And then I will use Bare Root, which is this dark brown shade that you can tell I have used mostly for liner because it's got just a little indent in the middle on my Refer 27 as an eyeliner. Really good shades for blue eyes. And then on the bottom, I think I could use that copper, but I think that might be a little too much. So I'm just gonna go in with that Corta Rosa. And this is a Sigma Precision Firm Blender E42. To kind of smoke out the under eyes, bring it all together. I always change up my mascaras, but one that I know I was using this time last year was my Jane Iredale Beyond Lash. Why do I always forget the name of that? Beyond Lash Volumizing Mascara. So that's what I use today because I had it opened and have been using it. So clearly I still love it. The only thing we have left is lips, and another thing kind of like the Sigma palettes, except the fact that it was even more than 5 or 6 videos. I want to say it was like probably 10 videos in a row, I feel like. I was wearing one of the Fit Glow Beauty Cloud Bombs, I think they're called. They're a lip balm and a cheek color, so you could use them both. And I don't want to say lip balm and mislead on the amount of pigment that are in these things. I will swatch my 3 favorites. There is Happy, which is a very pretty pink. Then there is Glad. Well, I say Happy is more of like a color, because then you put Glad up top of it and it's more of a pink. And this is Buff, which is more of like a neutral nude brown. And again, I wore them over and over and over again. I think today I'm going to use a little bit of Happy. Now, this is how I apply them because they're so pigmented. I'll tap them on, and look, you still have a ton of pigment. If you want like knock you down pigment, just swipe it on like you would a regular lip balm. It's going to be there. Now, these are matte, okay? They're not moisturizing. They're not hydrating. There was a couple of people that said they tried them and they dried out their lips. I never wear these when I don't put a gloss on top, but to be quite honest, I don't ever wear a lipstick in general, usually, that I don't apply a lip gloss on top of. I also saw a lot of the Fit Glow serums in my description boxes, so I'm going to use the shade B just to add a little bit more shine and hydration. That is the final look. And quite honestly, the answer is yes. I still love all of these products. I still use all of these products with the exception of this, which I do need to use more because I do like it. And today it just reminded me of how much. But all of the other stuff I have not stopped using. It has stayed in rotation. It has not gotten pushed in the back of a drawer or fall into the wayside, which with the amount of products that I either purchase or am sent on a monthly basis means that I really do enjoy these products because I have a lot to choose from and I still reach for these things. So hopefully this video was helpful. And to the person that asked for it, I hope it was what you were looking for. I will have everything listed and linked down below per usual. And if you are interested, let me know and I will definitely make sure I keep doing these per season. So thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day.